You have thrown away iron you could have saved. Every iron tool the Amish have ever owned is still on their farms. Not restored, not rebuilt, still working. Because for $3 worth of powder and one afternoon a year, they have been turning rust into the very thing that protects the metal. I did the same thing for 25 years. The compound that makes the difference is called ferric tannate, and the industry selling you a $22 bottle of it has known that for 80 years. $3 buys a 100-gram bag of food-grade tannic acid powder from any bulk supplement retailer. That single bag covers roughly 40 square feet of rusted metal surface, every garden tool in your shed, every iron hinge on a barn door, and a full season of cast iron maintenance. The rust treatment industry takes that same compound, dissolves it in petroleum solvents, pours it into a branded bottle, and marks it up 10 to 15 times. I have read the safety data sheets on those bottles. I will come back to exactly what they say. First, understand what the conventional approach is costing you. The average homesteader replaces a full set of garden tools every 5 to 8 years. Each replacement cycle runs $100 to $250. Add the commercial treatments in between: wire wheels, sandpaper, spray primers, rubberized coatings. Over 30 years, the exposed iron on a single homestead costs between $4,000 and $7,000 in replacement and treatment combined. That money goes somewhere. There is a specific moment in history when the cycle feeding that bill was deliberately constructed. In 1945, the war ends. The American coatings industry has a serious problem. They had spent 6 years developing synthetic petroleum-based rust inhibitors for military hardware. They had built factories, supply chains, and marketing departments. Now the military contracts are drying up and they need a consumer market. So they build one. They fill hardware store shelves with branded rust removers, converters, and sealants. They spend decades teaching American homeowners that rust is a technical problem requiring technical products. A naturally occurring powder that any person could buy in bulk for $3 is not a product opportunity. It is an existential threat. So the shelves get filled, and the old knowledge sits in a drawer until nobody remembers to open it. But there is one community in eastern Pennsylvania where that drawer was never closed. The Amish settled Lancaster County in the 1720s. They have been farming the same land with the same tools for 300 years. Their blacksmiths still shoe horses at hand, bellows forges. Their farmers still swing iron-headed hatchets and draw knives that are older than anyone alive. Not because they could not afford something newer, because nothing newer has ever outperformed what they already had. And what they had was a seasonal maintenance rhythm built on one compound, a compound the coatings industry was pretending did not exist. What that rhythm looks like in practice will change how you think about every rusted tool you have ever thrown away. Because once you understand what ferric tannate actually is, you will never look at a hardware store rust converter the same way. And you will be furious at what the label does not say. Here is the mechanism. When iron rusts, the surface molecules bond with oxygen to form iron oxide, the orange-brown crust on every neglected tool. Conventional treatment says, remove it, sand it, grind it, wire, brush it back to bare, shiny metal. Then coat the bare surface and wait for the cycle to start again. That approach is fighting the wrong enemy. You are not supposed to remove the rust. You are supposed to convert it. Tannic acid is a naturally occurring compound found in oak bark, black tea leaves, grape skins, and chestnut wood. When tannic acid contacts iron oxide, the phenol molecules chelate the iron ions inside the rust and convert them into a new compound, ferric tannate. Ferric tannate is dark blue-black, insoluble in water, and chemically bonded to the steel surface at the molecular level. It does not sit on top of the rust and eventually peel away. It transforms the rust itself into the protective barrier. The disease becomes the cure. This is not theory. This is documented. The Canadian Conservation Institute publishes this exact process as the standard treatment for corroded iron artifacts intended for multi-century preservation. Their technical bulletin, CCI Notes 95, specifies a 2 to 3% tannic acid solution applied to a prepared surface, followed by a protective coating of oil or wax. These are not my numbers. These are the published specifications of a federal conservation authority. What that institution uses to keep 400-year-old iron implements intact is the same compound you can mix in a mason jar for $3. Tannic acid cannot be patented. It is a natural product that predates the patent system by centuries. So instead of owning it, the industry repackages it. Pull up the safety data sheet on any major commercial rust converter. Read the chemical composition section. There it is, tannic acid, the primary active ingredient. They take $3 worth of naturally occurring powder, dissolve it in petroleum solvents, pour it into a bottle with aggressive packaging, and sell it back to you for $22. 3 versus 22. Same molecule, same reaction, same ferric tannate. The only difference is the label and the margin. I drove to a shop outside Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania, to see the Amish version in person. The blacksmith had a drawer of draw knives and adzes going back 4 generations. Every one of them carried that distinctive blue-black patina. I ran my thumb across the flat of a froe blade his great-grandfather had used. No pitting, no flaking, no orange anywhere. He walked me through the autumn routine his family hasn't changed in living memory. A hot vinegar rinse to strip accumulated debris, a coat of strong brewed oak bark tea applied with a rag, 2 hours drying near the wood stove, a final wipe of melted beeswax. One afternoon, every iron tool on the farm, total material cost under $5. That keeps me up at night. 25 years at roughly $150 a year in tool replacements and treatments. That is $3,750. Shovels with rusted-through collars, axes with pitted blades, a cast iron skillet I left on a back porch and gave up on. Not one of those tools was past saving. They were past the point where conventional methods felt worth the effort. With $3 of tannic acid and 45 minutes, every single one of them was recoverable. A woman outside Crossville, Tennessee, proved the same thing independently. She had been losing garden tools to humidity every single season. She brewed 6 black tea bags in 2 cups of boiling water for 30 minutes, brushed the dark concentrate onto a rusted hoe blade with a folded piece of burlap, and watched the surface shift from orange-brown to blue-black in 15 minutes. She applied a second coat after it dried, sealed it with boiled linseed oil, and tracked that hoe through 3 full growing seasons. No new rust, no reapplication until the following autumn. Her total cost was less than 40 cents. Here is exactly how to do this yourself, and where the process most commonly goes wrong. For tannic acid, you have 2 options. The first is food-grade tannic acid powder from any bulk supplement retailer online, $3 to $5 for a 100-gram bag, covering roughly 40 square feet of metal surface. The second option, the one Amish households have used for generations, is strong brewed black tea. Steep 4 to 6 regular tea bags in 2 cups of boiling water for 30 minutes until the liquid is dark and concentrated. Black tea contains 3 to 11% tannic acid by dry weight. The Blade in Lancaster County does not know what a hardware store is. It does not know what year it is. It knows ferric tannate. It has known ferric tannate since the day it was forged, and it will still be protecting that iron long after the last branded bottle on the last hardware store shelf has been thrown away. The Amish did not lose this knowledge. You were just never given it. Now, you have it. Find the rustiest tool you own right now. A garden shovel, a cast iron pan, an old axe, something you almost threw away, and drop the name of it in the comments. Tell me how long you have had it, and whether you are going to save it or you have already given up on it. If you are the kind of person who believes real knowledge gets quietly pushed aside to protect someone else's margin, you already know what to do.